Brother, clarity doesn't come first. Commitment does. And you've known that. So start.
The beginning of the chapter says, a man must be prepared to give 100% to his purpose, fulfill his karma or dissolve it, and then let go of that specific form of living. He must be capable of not knowing what to do in his life, entering a period of unknowingness and waiting for a vision or a new form of purpose to emerge. These cycles of strong, specific action followed by periods of not knowing what the hell is going on are natural for a man who's shedding layers of karma in its relaxation into truth.
If you want to be exceptional, and I will say this again, then it means you will be an exception. The majority of people will not behave the way you walk. They will say, why are you acting so weird? Why are you behaving this way? This isn't normal. What's going on? They're gonna ask you these questions because they want you to get back in line. But back in line leads down the road and you know where that road ends and you know that's not where you wanna be.
Yo, it's your turn this year. It's your fucking turn. This year is your turn. Yo, this year is your turn. Why? Because this year, we have no more time to allow other people's opinions in or allow other people's dreams in. Your dreams, your turn. That's it. Stop pushing your dreams aside. Stop pushing time aside. You have a very, very small moment on this earth. Very small. This year's your turn. Get it. Don't let anyone else in the way.
It's okay to be alone. It's also okay to be unhappy. It's okay to be unhappy sometimes, man. It's okay to say, you know what, man, I'm f***ed up. So you gotta go to the truth first. Who are you? Get really accountable and say, okay, who am I? What's the truth about me? Get to that dark place in your mind. Figure out, it may take months, it may take years. Figure out your purpose. Figure out what you want to be in life.
You see, the way that you become unstoppable is by refusing to stop. It's not a quality that you develop in a week or a month, or by reading or listening to something inspiring. In every circumstance until it locks in and becomes a permanent part of your character.
Do not ever allow anyone and anything put you in a conceptual box. There is no, you must become this or you must become that. You can become everything as long as the mind is free and it's not preoccupied with any ideas of the parents, of the government, of the society, of the advertising, of the propaganda, of anything like this. The free spirit. Whatever keeps the free spirit alive. This is, I think, there are just institutions and systems existing in this world right now. They are not made to make you bigger. They are made to keep you small. They are not made for you. They don't want you to free think. Because free thinking, meaning you could possibly tap into the idea that there's a huge potential about you.
Life is about losing. As we get older, we lose our hair, we lose our teeth, we lose our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, and but it's the ones who overcome their lost in life, could shun away adversity and always willing to fight it. Every particular moment in life are the ones that are able to transcend and be able to spread the word to other people who's in that same particular genre as they are.
Everybody gets one chance to do something great. Most people never take the chance, either because they're too scared or they don't recognize it when it spits on their shoes. This is your big chance, and you shouldn't let it go by.
Failure is resistance. Failure is a test. Failure is an opportunity for you to learn from, get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. And if you're not willing to do that, your future will not be as bright as you want it to be.
I'm not saying you have to love the work. Muhammad Ali, he said that I hated every minute of training, but I told myself, suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion.
Is because you're ambitious, but you're lazy. You keep getting stuck in the same old habits and you remain stagnant. You can't make any progress. Why is that? It's because you lack belief in that you will win. If someone came to you and told you that if you do X, Y, and Z, you will guaranteed get the outcome that you desire, you would do it because there would be no chance for failure. So what this tells you is you don't believe in yourself. You think that there's a chance that you will fail, but let me tell you something. You see, it doesn't really make sense. You simply cannot fail as long as you show up.
If you're going to step out from what you have always been into something new, you have to be prepared to cut all of the old out, because all of the old will constantly be in your ear chirping, making you doubt, making you question, making you slow down, making you hesitate. And all of those qualities will keep you from becoming that thing that you're trying to become. That version of yourself that lives inside of your heart that nobody else even knows about because you're too afraid to talk about it, because you're afraid everybody's gonna laugh at you. That's the thing you're supposed to become. Whatever that is, that's what you're supposed to become. You need to listen to that.
Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. I think unbecoming is the greatest form of growth, because I feel like you're always unbecoming. I feel like, as a matter of fact, to a certain extent, you're doing more unbecoming than becoming. Along the journey of development, along the journey of accomplishment, right, you're always unbecoming.
I think you can become confident in any skill by just doing it so many times that you get bored of doing it. And as long as you don't let your first failure become your last failure, then it wasn't a failure.
Stop waking up with some victim story. I watch so many individuals that tell me, I want to be successful. And then they come up with some piss poor story of why they're not there. The only person holding you back is you. And I watch too many people wake up every day saying, as long as somebody tells me, as long as somebody holds my hand, if somebody could just do this, wake up every day saying, it's up to me to make things happen. And time is all a construct. There is no element that you have to say, maybe in 10 years. Things can happen magically in an instant. We can take quantum leaps into massive action in abundance and result. But the reality is there's an internal transformation that must happen before we see an external realization. And if you're not somebody that's sitting there saying it's up to me and I get to design and let the universe align with that design, I am getting in the way of my success. So as you wake up today, tomorrow, the next day, I want you to wake up with a blank canvas and a pen, and I want you to draw exactly with detail, exactly what success looks like, exactly what you're calling in, what network, what relationship, what tools, what resource, what money, what job opportunity, what situation you get to step into because you hold the pen. And as I challenge you to do this, I want you to watch as miracle after miracle starts to happen, and don't be the interference for that.
Life isn't about handing what you want on a silver platter. It's about shaping you into the person who can handle it. Every setback is an invitation to grow, an invitation to show up stronger than the person you were yesterday. You can't build the life you want while staying the same person you've always been. Growth demands discomfort. Healing requires honesty, and progress asks for patience. So believe me when I say you're being prepared for the things that you asked for. Keep showing up, because on the other side of this test, your transformation is waiting.
This lie that we tell ourselves about things waiting till tomorrow will ultimately cost you everything. You never start tomorrow, you always wait, and then you end up with a mountain so big you don't even want to climb it. So what's the answer? It's to do it now.
How many New Year's resolutions are you still working on? It's the middle of January, and according to US News and World Report, 57% of those who set resolutions have already abandoned them. And by the middle of February, 80% of those who set New Year's resolutions will have quit completely. Why? 3 things hold us back and detour our progress: influence, timing, and expectations. You see, when we set a New Year's resolution, most of the time we try to hold on to the past
while we're ushering in the new, and that can't accomplish what we need to accomplish. When we set New Year's resolutions, don't you think it's to our best advantage to also set new relationships in place, new positive influencers in our lives who will hold us accountable and encourage us to take that step forward, to up-level our behavior and make sure that we're walking on higher ground? Yet, too many of us set these New Year's resolutions and never revamp or recalibrate our relationships. You see, trying to hurt me by bringing up my past is like robbing my old house. I don't live there anymore. But how many of us fail to understand that there's a man in the mirror, a woman in the mirror experience also calling our name, where we must stop living in the past because we say so and stop living in the future because we say so. Eliminating that old person, that old attitude that brought us here today.
So what I want to challenge you as we go into the new year is to be willing to fight a little bit. Get your fight on a little bit. Listen, life doesn't give us what we would like to have, what we wish for. It doesn't even always give us what we dream for. It'll give us what we're willing to fight for. And I believe you and your life and your spirit, your journey, your existence, your story is worth fighting for. I believe the people around you who would benefit from you becoming this next best person, those people are worth fighting for. I believe the people in your life who have sacrificed for you, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your grandparents, maybe it's your ancestors, I don't know. Those people are worth fighting for. They're worth honoring with the man or woman you're becoming. And settling is not an option in our lives. Settling is such a scary thing to do. And if you've been in that mode for a while, your past doesn't equal your future. You can make a shift at any given time in your life and decide, I'm going to become a new person.
People think when they get to a certain time of the year, there's this magical day when life resets, and it's our opportunity to go after things that we've been putting off. Saying, I don't have time right now, or I don't have enough time, or I'm not prepared, or I need more time, or all these different things. We put off what we really want to get after. And we wait for this one magical day when we think we're going to restart and refresh this part of our life. And we resolve that we're going to do all of these things. And resolve is just a fancy word for decide. So we resolve we're going to do all these things and make them happen. And what happens is we resolve, and it doesn't take very long for that resolve to dissolve. Instead of waiting for that one day that's really no different than any other day, we should be deciding the things that we want to do, deciding the things that will make us better, that'll help us grow, that'll get us to where we want to be. Decide those things and then set a goal. Actually commit to it by setting a goal, putting it in writing, a very specific decision, a specific place that you're going to get to. We set that goal and we get after that goal by making it very specific. And then we make it measurable quantitatively so that we can see our progress in that goal. And then we track that progress and we set a deadline by which we're going to complete this goal. And we start growing and accomplishing the things in our life by setting these goals. And as we're working on these goals and looking at these goals on a daily basis, we write a corresponding positive affirmation that tells our subconscious mind we're already there. You see, we start telling ourselves we are the person that we want to become, and our mind, our subconscious mind, will help us get there. To resolve just means to decide, but if that's all we do is decide and then don't follow it up with any kind of action, that resolve will dissolve. Set your goals, make your commitment, become the person you want to be by not just deciding, but putting it in writing.
And if you're feeling darkness, maybe it is a time of rest. Maybe it is a time of renewal. Maybe it is a time to re-energize. Yeah. Maybe it's not about rushing towards the light. Like if you stayed up all night going, I can't wait for it to become light again, you're not going to get any sleep. And so sometimes we're in a bad place and we're just like, I can't wait for it to be light again. As opposed to saying, well, let me lean into this. Let me lean into what this is asking of me and asking from me. And maybe there's something to gain here as well.
You're alone. You're alone. You may have a shrink you're going to, you may have a best friend you're going to, But there's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain, and your brain is talking to you in all kinds of ways, and it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you, you got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there. You got to control it. If not, it's over.
So I'm starting today by building a non-negotiable standard for myself, which I've come to realize is the only way we can ever grow and improve. When people say no one's coming to save you, they're not talking about how no one's coming to help you reach your goals. They're talking about how no one's coming to save you from yourself. Because without standards, man, we always lose direction and we always fall back to our lowest automatic systems. Binging, procrastinating, clinging to comfort, and the fucking worst one of all, dude, lacking the desire to change because it's just too difficult and discomfort is so distasteful these days. So when I'm out here in the morning, it's not about mileage, it's not about pace, not really. It's about creating a rhythm and creating a standard and a certainty in a world of uncertainty for how I want to see myself throughout the day. And now I have this new energy that I'll bring to everything else I do.
I'll get around to being happy. I'll get around to making my masterpiece of my life. I'll get around to my dreams. I'm gonna get around to fixing this relationship that's broken. I'm gonna get around to feeling those emotions. And then it's another day, and they keep it in the distance until there are no more days. And I don't care if you're 18 years old listening to this, 28 or 48. We don't know if we have one more day or 100 more days or 1,000 more days. But we know this, there'll eventually be a time where we don't have any more days.
Most things that never get done because they never get started. You procrastinate. Procrastination is a killer. It kills plans and it kills projects and it kills dreams.
On the other side of temporary pain, you meet your other self.
So all pain, no matter what it is temporary, and if you can survive it, on the other side of it, you will meet personality traits, emotions, thoughts, people, circumstances, versions of you that you didn't know existed before.
I'm up here not because I'm super impressive, because I'm not. Every time I wanted to quit this business, I didn't make a decision to not quit the rest of my life. I made a decision not to quit for one more day. One more day, just don't quit. One more day, hang on.
It all starts with you. Some of you are in situations, man, that you know what it is, right? You know what it is. Maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a relationship, maybe a job. Or some of you are in situations that you know what it is, but you're choosing to stay in it, and you're choosing to accept it. And you wonder why things ain't changing in your life. You know, you want all these things to happen for your life, but you don't want to put in the work, you don't want to put in the sacrifice, you don't want to go through the journey that sucks to get to the mountain peak that's beautiful. Some of you are choosing a lot of things in your life that's keeping you from everything that you were created to be. Everything.
Your feelings don't matter. You may feel like doing something, maybe you don't feel like doing something, doesn't matter. Get out there and do what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not.
There is a blessing in everything. Pain always leaves a gift. Always. It's not going to change for you. Don't worry about the people that God has removed from your life. He saw things you didn't see. He heard conversations you couldn't hear. And he made moves you wouldn't make.
You can become someone epic or you can be someone tragic. It is a choice that you make every single day. So drop the fear, take a deep breath, embrace that life and use it as wind to get your cells going so that you can move forward in life.
Use what you have. And a lot more people have pain. A lot more people have anger, a lot more people have shame. And if you can use that as your gas in the beginning, you'll eventually get to a point where you can get out of that loop and then find something that you are really passionate about. Tony Robbins quote, but it's just when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And I think that pain moves people far more effectively than pleasure does.
They aren't going to see your vision unless you do the work. unless you type those words, cut that wood, write that code, unless you do the work, the world will never see your vision. And all that splendor and all that glory will be known only to you. Unless you bring it to life.
You've got to bet on you. You believe in everybody else, you clap for everybody else, you support everybody else, you're baking cakes and cooking for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see?
I prefer negative visualization, which is, what if I keep doing what I'm currently doing for the next 10 years? What will my life look like then? That usually takes my current pain and then just magnifies it. And then that allows me to get my action threshold high enough that it goes over the edge so that I can take that first move. And so if you know what the inputs outputs are of what you need to do, and you figure out whatever fuel you've got, not the one you wish you had, but the one you've got, and you use that to do the first input, you cross the line. You're in the game.
So do not pause in that moment. Fight the procrastination with violence of action and get done the things you need to get done, and get them done now.
I want you today to decide, I am going to become disciplined. That should be your only fucking goal. Because if you develop the ability to say no to the guys' nights, to the alcohol, if you develop that discipline, how different will your life look a year from now?
What are you creating today? What are you doing today to move the needle forward? You have everything that you need to succeed. It's already within you. The discipline, the confidence, the courage, the compassion, the grace, it's all in you. The information you need is going to be from your own process. You understand? Your own failures. Getting into action and seeing what happens is all you need.
You have to have the courage to go after what it is that you truly want to do. That's the thing that separates people, because people work hard all day long. They're working hard, but they're working hard, and at the same time, they're believing that it's not possible for them. What do you have faith in? Do you really believe you can do that? Are you willing to sacrifice to get that? Or are you just going to keep this job that you hate because you're afraid?
You're not being tempted to give up because it's hard for you and because it's not meant for you, but you're being tempted to give up because life is weeding out all the people who don't really want it. You are being tested to see if you're the one who's meant for this vision, to see if you're the one who can not only attain it, but keep it, nurture it, and teach others to go get it. Those are the ones who are gonna get it.
If you're ambitious and you have a desire and you're willing to dedicate 1,000 days, I will tell you that your life in 2.5, 3 years will look dramatically different. Can you wake up every day for 1,000 days and do the work? Well, what's the work? You know what the work is. The work is keeping the commitments you make to yourself, working on your body, working on your self-esteem, working on your spirituality, working on your mind, working on the skill sets that makes you more valuable to your team.
Keep showing up for yourself. Keep taking steps towards your goals and stretching your view on what's possible for you. There's usually no switch that flips that gets you to where you want to be. But the compounding of your habits over time is what really moves the needle. So be intentional with your time. Although they might seem insignificant right now, the small actions and decisions you make today will shape the trajectory of your life. Stay the course.
The brutal fact about success is this: it makes you complacent. It makes you arrogant. God, it makes you closed-minded. It causes you to build a fence around your success and say, boy, I don't want to lose this. And so you get I got to hold on to it mindset. You see, the objective of your life, or the objective of business, is to improve every day. What part of improve do we not understand? What part of every day do we not understand? We are constantly improving. Use your success as a stepping stone, not a pedestal.
If you want to be anything special and last for a long time, it comes with discipline, 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 discipline. Like really understanding the word of discipline and sticking to it. Set a goal, be disciplined to that goal.
If you have a mindset and a mentality of what you cannot have, you never will. If you are able to adjust it, no matter where you came from, no matter what your people said to you, no matter how bad it was, none of that matters. If you can get your mind around a dream, a goal, a possibility, it will become your life.
I think a lot of you don't have the courage to forgive yourself. You feel like you have a life now and you're basing it off of your past. You have your family that probably tells you, hey, I remember when you did this. I remember when you made this mistake. And you're a prisoner of your own mind. So you have to have the courage to say, hey, I forgive myself. I deserve it. I have my why. Fight for what you believe in. But the thing is, if you're caging yourself because of your past, you're never gonna get ahead. Whoever it is that you believe in, whoever it is that you look up to, they made the same mistakes you did. So just release yourself, forgive yourself. It doesn't matter what you did in the past. You are here because you're gonna recreate yourself. You're here because you're no longer that person. So give yourself permission right now to forgive yourself, and you do deserve it.
The people who we consider to be chosen, people you see on TV, the people who are going after their purpose, a lot of the times we just think that they're chosen, they're special, it's only them. It's not meant for me. I wasn't picked for a life like that. But really, those who are chosen are just those who chose to be chosen. They're the ones that said it's me. They're the ones that said, I have everything necessary. Why not me? What makes them so special?
I don't know how to. You never let your mind ever again disempower you and say, well, guess that's just how it is. Instead, success and growth requires you to say, I don't know how to do that. So it is my job to learn that. It switches you from disempowered to a skill builder. It switches you from a fixed mindset, I don't know how, I only have these capabilities, into a growth mindset. I will learn. I can expand. I can change. I can get better. That's the critical moment of transformation.
And I'm obsessed with being the best version of myself. And that's a daily thing. I'm obsessed with finding myself now and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself. And realizing that that is enough. Giving your best is enough. And sometimes we lose track of that when everybody's telling you who and what you are. So for anybody out there, you know, you're enough, man.
You're not ready. You're still talking about what other people are gonna say. You're still talking about what other people think. You're still talking about how they hate you. No shit, they fucking hate you. You're out trying to do something. You're out trying to build something. You're out trying to be better. And they're not. And they know what that's gonna lead to. So no shit, you're gonna get some hate. That's reality. But you'll never move past the beginning stages of your journey, worrying about what other people think. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Go do your thing.
I think we'll always have our daily battles with fear. But what letting go is, and learning to let go is, and really bringing ourselves to a place where we can truly begin to navigate these seas, is we have to change our foundation. Some of us have a foundation of fear. It's our home. It's our go-to. It's what we always go back to. And I've been there. And when we learn to let go, what we're doing is slowly cracking that foundation, digging it all up, and replacing it with the foundation of hope and faith.
The best piece of advice that I ever received is that you are what you think about. Everything that you think about, you become. You become what you think about. Thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle determines your destiny. So everything begins in the mind.
It's not on everybody else. It's on you. You have to make things happen. Nothing is going to be given to you. You cannot have any part of your mind that thinks, oh, someone will just do this for me. You cannot have that in your mind. You have to do things yourself. You have to create things. You have to make things happen. You have to do it yourself. No one's going to give it to you. No one is going to give it to you. And this doesn't mean you have to take from someone else. You have to build for yourself.
We all have this voice. It's the right or wrong voice. A lot of times that voice guides us into comfort. My voice guided me to comfort a lot. But I had this other voice I heard my whole life say, hey, Rucker, what are you doing? We gotta go over here where nobody's at. That's where victory's at. Imagine walking out the door a loser. I'd rather die. I would rather die than be that loser guy. Think about that. You want to walk out that door a damn loser, or do you want to walk out the door a winner? Like, you know, I'll fight to the death. And sometimes if we went close to death, it sounds crazy, but you got to give it that much if you want results. Otherwise, you'll be like everybody else. The majority of the population, they think they're praying hard. That was hard.
I found that I never found a single person who was successful who was not excellent at what they did. That competence, the commitment to becoming excellent in your chosen field, is an indispensable prerequisite for success. That if you are not good at what you do, you haven't got a chance in our competitive society unless you win the lottery. That success is predictable if you commit yourself to becoming excellent. It does a whole lot of other things within your mind, but if you commit yourself to becoming excellent, it changes everything about you. You must commit yourself to becoming the best. And the wonderful thing is that excellence is a journey. It's not a destination. You never get there. Complacency and satisfaction are the key enemies of excellence. But once you commit yourself to becoming excellent, the whole world opens up for you. This means simply this: do your best every time out and always strive to do it better. And what we do is we get to 90% done, and then we start to drag our heels. We start to put the paperwork aside. We start to think of excuses. We start to do what is fun and easy rather than what is hard and necessary.
This is it. This is the year that changes everything. And understand, the path to actually making progress and genuinely changing your life is quite simple. If you win enough days in your week, you win the week. If you win enough weeks in your month, you win the month. If you win enough months in your year, you win the year. And if you win enough years in your decade, you win the decade. You win enough of those, well, congratulations, you simply beat life, right? But understand that everything is fully dependent upon the actions and the decisions that you take today. So choose your actions wisely.
I've been doing this for 2 years. I'm burnt out. Then you ain't got it, bro, okay? Because this is a long sprint. You are sprinting as fast as you can for your whole life, and you can't get around doing the work. And you're not gonna figure out how to do it. You're not the first person in the world that's gonna figure out how to do it without doing the hard shit and putting in the time. You are not going to do it. So you have to ask yourself, is this the life I really want? Do I really want to pay that price? And what am I gonna give for it? What's it gonna cost me? Like, bro, it ain't for everybody. There is a reason it's rare. And the reason it's rare is because it's incredibly difficult. And it takes a long time. And it has to be the focus of your day, every single day. It'll punch you in the face 1,000 times in a row and not give a how bad you're hurting.
2025 is your last chance to become the person that you strive to be. This is it. You don't get another chance after this, because eventually you have to break the cycle, my friend. If you keep telling yourself you're gonna be something, new year, new me, right? Same person. We just can't keep happening. We gotta break the cycle. Otherwise, we'll never break it. The more time goes on that we exist within this dreadful cycle of stagnation, the harder it is to get out. You know, you gotta develop some sense of urgency here.
You must get serious about two very important things. Number one is setting your goals and where you want to go. Designing the next 5, the next 10 years is so vitally important. What do you want to do economically? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What would you like to have? What would you like to share? How much would you like to earn? How far would you like to go? Those are some major questions to ask. And for that all to work out like you want it to for the next 5 or 10 years, in my personal opinion, you've got to get serious.
There's so much knowledge out there, so much information, so many ways to get better. And we make so many mistakes. We're the product of our mistakes. And oftentimes the lesson is sitting there right in front of our face. It's there to be learned, but we miss it, or we don't pay attention to it, or we think we know better until it punches us in the face. And the most important thing to learn is that we have so much to learn as far as regrets and things I wish I would have done differently, of course. Hindsight is 20/20, and looking back, of course, who wouldn't want to take another go at something? The fact is, you don't get that chance. You get one shot at this gig right here. Life. One life, that's all you've got. And regret, in and of itself, it's worthless. It does nothing for you. In fact, the only valuable thing in regret is the lesson you learned, the knowledge that you gained. But walking around filled with regret gets you nothing.
It's all about mindset.
Yeah.
That's it, man. You have to change the dialogue within your head. And one thing I guarantee you, there's some stat out there about January 1. All that kindling that you started, all that motivation usually burn out by about 10 to 12 days later. So let's see how far you can take that shit. Usually it's 10 to 12 days, man. People always come in, man, hey, I want a workout program. I no longer give them anymore because you're gonna waste my fucking time. Because I know most people out there, once that one alarm clock goes off, the wrong time of the day, I'm not going to the gym.
All this new year, new me bullcrap can stop right now, because it is the same exact you, with the same exact tendencies and the same exact defaults in your mind when times get tough. A society-wide marketing campaign is not going to change you for the better, because if it was, it would have worked last year. The best day to start looking to make serious changes is the day you least want to do it, because that's exactly what it's going to feel like when all your motivation wears off. So either look to genuinely change the way you think through endless effort, or don't even bother with the idea of a new you.
It's January 1st. Nothing has changed. This year's not going to be your year. You're not magically any different because the calendar switched from December 31st to January 1st. You're still the exact same person that you were the day before, with all the same tendencies and all the same temptations and the same bad habits that you try to avoid. You're the same person. The only way this year is going to be your year is if you treat every single day the way you treat January 1st. If you treat every single day like a brand new opportunity to improve upon the person that you've been, with the same intensity and the same intention and the same focus that you bring to January 1st, there's no doubt that this year will be your year. And every subsequent year after that will be your year. Because who you are and the way you execute is not dictated by a calendar. It is dictated by your decision to act.
It's a blank slate, a brand new year. Everything that happened last year, every win, every loss, every lesson brought you here. And that's exactly where you're supposed to be. 2025 isn't about waiting for the right moment. It's about creating it. You don't need permission or a perfect plan. You just need to decide right now. Decide to bet on yourself. The best year of your life doesn't just happen. It's built day by day and choice by choice. This is your year, not because it's guaranteed, but because you decided it will be. So make it the best one yet. You got this.
Every ambitious person who wants to do something in their life or has done something in their life has gone through the exact same chapter you're going through right now. And it's the lonely chapter. It's the chapter where you don't fit in with your old friends, but you don't have the achievements to fit in with a new group of friends. And you're doing everything you can. The free tutorials online, you're reading everything you get your hands on, you're going through it and you're thinking to yourself like, is this gonna be worth it? Is this actually going to work? Because you're seeing no signs of success. But the signs of success are the hate that you get along the way. And what you can't do is bend your knee to their hate and try and go back and conform because it's comfortable and it's warm. Because you know deep down you can do more than this. And you begin to see the person that you could be, and you realize how far you need to go. But despite how far away it seems, you look back down that dead-end road and know that's not where you want to be. And so you keep going.
Fail big. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. Hard work works.